Greetings fellow gamers, I'm the Soulsborne Seeker and I'm back with a new video showcasing 15 upcoming indie Metroidvania games you probably haven't heard of, expected to release sometime in 2024 or later. Before we start, as always, a kind reminder to please consider subscribing to the channel if you end up enjoying this content, since it will help me reach even more people and spread the knowledge far and wide. And now, without further ado, let's dive into it. We begin our journey with Age of Irata, an action-adventure Metroidvania game situated within the genre of science fiction. Eons ago, a war was waged between the governments of 5 different planets, known as the Planetary Alliance and the Federation, an organization that attempted a coup. In a last-ditch effort to survive, the Planetary Alliance created an advanced chipset named the Eternium Core and activated a sentient AI called the Divine Architect to control it. The war was won by the Planetary Alliance and the Divine Architect was placed in a dormant state, but the Eternium Core was deemed too dangerous to exist due to its immense power, which could lead to corruption. So it was divided into 5 different pieces and each fragment was given to a respective planet of the Alliance for safekeeping. And so peace reigned across the galaxy for a long time until now, because the Divine Architect has awakened and it wants the core back. You take on the role of the titular Irata, a bounty hunter living on planet Metropolis whose daily life will become entangled in the battle for dominance over the Eternium Core. What's interesting about this title is that as a bounty hunter, you will come across individuals that you will be able to either take down or spare, a decision that may lead to different outcomes and rewards, with your various choices forging different paths ahead of you. Age of Irata is expected to come out sometime in 2024 and has been confirmed for PC. Next comes Alruna and the Necro-Industrialists, a high-density Metroidvania with a huge emphasis on non-linear exploration and discovery. You are Alruna, a dryad forced to watch the life sucked out of your dying world by the merciless Necro-Industrialists, and you have had enough, so it's time to take the fight to them. What's great about Alruna, and also a main focus of its design, is the capability it offers for sequence breaking and non-linearity, meaning that your creativity when it comes to the use of your abilities can lead to you avoiding difficult puzzles and fighting bosses out of order, thus allowing a unique approach to exploration. Alruna and the Necro-Industrialists is expected to come out sometime in the second quarter of 2024 and has been confirmed for PC. Following, we have Aria Disconnect, an action-adventure Metroidvania title with a cyberpunk theme. Here you step into the shoes of Harry, a tech engineer in the year of 2082 who has been hooked to a machine and stuck in a digital nightmarish realm from which the only escape is to find a way to disconnect. To that end, you will have to solve interesting puzzles, fight disturbing enemies, and discover useful secrets with the help of the various abilities you will obtain along your journey. Of special note here is the game's soundtrack, which truly amplifies the cyberpunk element with tunes reminiscent of cult classic films like Blade Runner, as well as the ambient way in which the story is conveyed, a tale about life and death narrated mostly through environmental storytelling. Aria Disconnect has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Moving on, there's Before I Go, a challenging Metroidvania featuring intense action and unforgiving platforming. An ominous affliction is plaguing the world, leaving everyone weak, terrified, and helpless. You embody the pure soul of a child whose innocence has been left untainted. Lost in limbo, you will have to journey across a hostile dreamscape in order to find answers about the state of the realm and finally confront reality. Before I Go places a lot of focus on high-stakes battles and precision platforming, which becomes increasingly elaborate with the acquisition of a diverse range of movement abilities that can be discovered. With gameplay reminiscent of games like the Ori and the Blind Forest series to a degree, players looking for a serious challenge will most likely feel right at home here. Before I Go has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Farther down the path, we have Luminite Era Expedition, an action-adventure Metroidvania game with emphasis on unique boss battles and creative battle combos. This tale transpires in a world shrouded in what is known as the Black Mist, an enigmatic fog that continues to rise, forcing people to seek shelter in increasingly higher ground. The Black Mist appears to be unstoppable, but in all this despair there is one way to fight back against its relentless advance, and that is a mysterious element known as Luminite, which is capable of dispersing the mist and allowing people to reclaim their land. You brandish the blade of an unnamed adventurer who embarks on a quest to find traces of the increasingly scarce Luminite while also seeking answers as to the source of the black mist in the process. Luminite Era Expedition boasts challenging boss fights as well as combat as a whole, with dozens of different equipment pieces and arcane spells giving opportunities for a diverse strategic approach to disposing of your enemies based on your preferred playstyle. It also features a vast world to explore, full of secrets to uncover as well as NPCs for whom you will be able to complete side quests in exchange for rewards and lore insights into the setting's history. Luminite Era Expedition has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Going onwards, there's Paws on the Sand Lionessy Sins, a party-based action-adventure Metroidvania inspired by Sumer Akkadian, Egyptian, and ancient Slavic mythology. In a setting populated by anthropomorphic animals, you take on the role of a two-legged lioness who goes on a crusade to free her people from slavery as well as rescue her lover from the clutches of an evil goddess of the underworld. What makes this game stand out from the crowd is its party-based approach to combat and exploration, since you are constantly controlling 4 characters simultaneously, be it fighting or investigating the world. With numerous party members across a total of 16 different species to recruit, as well as a system of equipment customization and class variety, this definitely appears to be an interesting approach in the genre. Of note is that Paws on the Sand will also feature a side quest system that will enrich the experience of discovery of the game's extensive interconnected map, as well as an in-world collectible card game that you will be able to engage with in order to take a break from exploration and battle. Paws on the Sand Lionessy Sins has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Continuing our voyage, there's Pheno, a fast-paced first-person shooter Metroidvania title that brings to mind classic titles like Quake and Unreal. The jungle planet of Gorgon is a dense and hostile place full of aggressive enemies and deadly traps. Your goal is to unveil its secrets while blasting your foes to smithereens in the process. Pheno features high-mobility combat and will require of you to stay moving while also having to get close and personal with your enemies, since healing necessitates an attack known as Tendril Strike, which has limited range. You'll also have to scavenge the battlefield and take weapons from your fallen enemies to keep yourself going. The Metroidvania aspect comes into play as expected, from the unlocking of new abilities like wall running and hook grappling that allows the exploration of previously inaccessible areas. Pheno has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Coming up next, we have Piroot, an action-adventure Metroidvania with a science fiction feel. You have just survived the crash landing of your spaceship on an unknown planet and awaken devoid of memories. Out of nowhere, a voice echoes in your mind offering guidance, a voice belonging to an unknown entity called Root. Whether Root can be trusted or not is a mystery, but one thing is certain: you'll have to delve deep into the planet's core in order to find a way out of here. What's intriguing about this game is that basic movement is rolling-based, which allows for some exciting acrobatic segments, with new abilities that you acquire diversifying environmental traversal in new and unique ways. You may also be interested to know that Piroot is open source and features a level editor that will allow you to create your own stories to share if you want to flex your creative muscles. Piroot is slated for release on the 14th of March 2025 and has been confirmed for PC. A bit beyond, there's Refactor, a physics-based Metroidvania game focusing on exploration and puzzle solving. The world of Refactor is a huge puzzle that has thousands of puzzle pieces created for it daily for the express purpose of playing an event known as the game. Unfortunately, this world requires perfection, meaning that only flawless puzzle pieces are selected while the rest are shunned and decommissioned. You are a misfit that's thrown in this rigid realm and go on a journey to find your place within it. What's special about Refactor is that it gives you the ability to turn the world upside down in order to reveal new paths and progress, an ability you will have to use effectively in order to discover secret areas and obtain new skills and upgrades. Refactor has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Over yonder we find Sir Magical Jelly, an action-adventure Metroidvania that's all about exploration and adaptive combat. As a small slimy creature, you are suddenly teleported in an unknown hostile world inhabited by magical beings and thrust in a battle for survival as you try to find out how you got here and how you can escape. To your good fortune, you have the ability to control the 4 primordial elements of nature, namely earth, wind, fire, and water, which allow you to take on forms with different advantages such as higher damage, increased defense, and faster regeneration, just to name a few. It should be noted that Sir Magical Jelly features some very intense battle sequences that require fast reflexes in order to emerge victorious, so it may satisfy fans of frenetic combat. Sir Magical Jelly has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Onward, there's Cipher the Code Within, an action-adventure Metroidvania title heavily influenced by the genre of science fiction and sprinkled with dystopian elements. In the vast expanse of space, we find Defteros, a futuristic world once controlled by humans who were eventually forced to flee or driven underground by an unknown threat that took control of the machines once used by humanity. You carry the blaster of a military-grade sentient robot that awakens in an abandoned facility called Virus. Driven by a need to understand your purpose, you go on a mission to explore the ruins of this forsaken world while clashing against corrupted robotic entities. On your way, you will come across many allies that will offer assistance either by allowing you to purchase new gear from them or completing quests for them in exchange for rewards. There's also an RPG element into the mix, since you will be able to customize your equipment in order to get the stats you want according to your preferred playstyle, as well as a power node system that gives you the opportunity to create unique attacks based on the weapons you're using. Cipher the Code Within has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Then comes Tales of Wakana, an action-adventure Metroidvania that draws inspiration from the Castlevania series. Here you take on the mantle of Princess Diane, a courageous girl that embarks on a quest to find a collection of legendary artifacts known as the Courage Gems. To do that, she will have to travel across the continent of Wakana, a journey that will bring her together with helpful allies but also pit her against powerful enemies that she will have to destroy with the assistance of her magical elemental abilities. The game will also feature a system in which you will have to complete certain ability challenges that will reward you with enhancement stars, a currency that can be used to upgrade your weapons and cause more damage as a result. Tales of Wakana is expected to come out sometime in 2024 and has been confirmed for PC. Third from the end, we have Time Travel Shanty, an isometric action-adventure Metroidvania game with a swashbuckling theme. Time Travel Shanty has you stepping into the weathered boots of a pirate that finds himself stranded on a remote island with his crew vanished. After a bit of investigating, he comes across an artifact known as the Time Stone, which allows him to jump between the past and the present as he searches for his missing crewmates, but also brings him face to face with the island's opulent past and treacherous present. The game places a lot of emphasis on this time traveling mechanic, utilizing it to craft some very intricate puzzle sequences that will require switching between past and present in order to progress across the interconnected map, which should make for some interesting gameplay. Finding your crew members will also grant you new abilities that you will be using in order to open up new paths and access places that were previously impossible to reach. Time Travel Shanty has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. Nearing the finale, there's Voidwrought, an action-adventure Metroidvania drenched in cosmic horror. Voidwrought takes place in the destroyed world of the First Civilization, an ancient place now infested by malicious old gods that have made it their nest. Your task is to descend into the ruins and kill the deities that feast upon the remnants of the fallen realm. However, said mission will be harder than expected since the eldritch setting of Voidwrought is home to more than 70 different enemies that function as minions to the numerous bosses you'll have to face. The game places places a lot of weight on combat, featuring more than 30 different passive and active artifacts that you can equip in order to tailor your build to your preferred playstyle. There's also a cult-like shrine system involved, which allows you to convert believers to your faith, thus strengthening and expanding your influence, which, in turn, yields new secrets and rewards for you. Voidwrought is expected to come out sometime in 2024 and has been confirmed for PC and Nintendo Switch. Finally, we have Without Kidney, a humorous, fast-paced shooter Metroidvania that's all about quick movement and snappy reflexes. Here you get to step into the unfortunate position of George, a blacksmith who wanted to buy a new house but ended up not being able to pay the mortgage. As retaliation, the bank took his kidney and threw him at the bottom of a hole. Fortunately for George, he ended up crashing on top of a goblin that broke his fall, allowing him to survive. Now in possession of the goblin's gun and grappling hook, George embarks on a quest for vengeance against the bank and its leader, capitalist Boss. The gimmick here is that your basic movement is enhanced by your grappling hook, which you use to swing around the map, as well as your gun, which is utilized to both defeat enemies but also functions as a thruster that blasts you up like a rocket when shot beneath your feet. It is of note that you'll be able to find additional artifacts to upgrade your traversal abilities as well as improve George overall. Without Kidney has no release date as of yet, but has been confirmed for PC. What did you think of these games? Did you already know about them? Are you planning to try any of them out? Let me know in the comments below and feel free to point out any obscure titles you may have come across. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, Soulsborne Seeker out!